What's up, boys and girls? We're back after a nice little break. Had
AK.
that good bye week. It was nice to enjoy it, but we're back in bit like we got business. We got a lot to report here. So I will just start it right off. Shout out goes to Mezcal Papi, first
Woo!
time getting a nice little $20 payout, dollar bills, y'all.
Rich Poppy.
And yeah, I mean, shit, you could add rich poppy, fresh poppy. Just Poppy's hot right now.
Poppy Poppy.
Uh, we'll go on to the first segment. It's gonna be the pretender contender, and I'm gonna start off with my pretender, and I'm gonna call out myself really, Breeze Hall. Breeze Hall, man, just pulled a Peter Griffin, tripped. Thank you for the orchestral accompaniment. So we're moving on to Tony's contender. Who you got?
Okay. I'd like to say if we look like we have a fresh tan, it's not because we had a commish only trip to Hawaii. Don't ask us any questions about that. You just need to start saying aloha commish whenever you add him. That's first. I think first order of
Yeah,
business in place first.
yes,
Contenders.
please.
So remember, a lot has happened in the last 2 weeks, basically, since the last Spitoonz came out.
Yep.
And there was some teams that were getting a lot of flack around that time. And one of them, I'm actually going to now say I'm turning my opinion on them and their prospects based on a few things that have happened recently.
Mm-hmm.
I'm going with the contender for this week is Tex-Mex on. So this a lot of it has to do with, I mean, roster construction, right, guys? So we've been saying she's lacking at running back, and the receivers haven't been hitting. She had the bye. There were some struggles, a rough patch of some losses, and then out of nowhere, James Robinson gets because of the Brees Hall injury. James Robinson gets
Yeah,
traded
yeah.
to the Jets, and now Travis Etienne is unlocked. So her biggest weakness just got a boost. She's got a few guys who are going to be past their bye now with Kelsey and Cup. And
Mm-hmm.
I know Kelsey has this week, but going forward, he'll be after it. And now I'm starting to see the pendulum swinging in a positive direction. Now, we'll see if that depth holds up, because everybody's seeing the injury bug play out, and not all teams are
Yep.
created equal depth wise. So we'll see about that. But right now, the roster's looking good. I think she's got a chance to make some headway into locking up a playoff spot.
Yeah, and making a potential playoff run. I mean, I
Yep.
think she still has Cordell Patterson, right?
You could come back.
Who,
Yep.
I mean, he could come back. Mark Andrews, if they bench him at least this week, let him be a bit healthy potentially. Like I foresee her team really being a playoff contender. That three-headed monster being a four-headed monster now. And if she could figure her situation out at QB and with Juju, is this a one-time ordeal, or is he actually finally becoming the wide receiver one of the team? I could see why Tex McDonough's team can be that much scary. And I mean, shit, she almost won her matchup. That was even with a low scoring Mark Andrews and without her, I
Yeah.
mean, Cooper Cup. So
No, no
yeah,
cup
I
and no
I, I gotta
Andrews.
agree
Yep.
with that. Yeah. For the next segment, trades, guys, really hasn't been much. Maybe a couple going out. After this, we'll have to
Yep.
see. We'll have to see later on. Maybe it'll be in the next recording.
A lot of
Get
DMs,
some live reaction.
no real
A
trades.
lot of DMs going out. I definitely get. And then fresh off the presses, it's the
Read all
Poppy
about it.
Index. Read on about it. Basically, it just came out. We were
Get your
quite
poppy
nervous
here.
it
Get your
wasn't.
poppy.
Yeah, so we'll go through it real quickly. I'm just gonna go, I guess, just down the list. At number one, A. Rajas, two, Mezcal Papi himself. A little bit of a bias there, maybe. No, I think both these teams remain top two. I don't see them losing anytime soon. Rounding out the corner at three, and I don't know. I don't know how I feel about this one. Little Chubb at number three, right above Savage Dev, who I mean that head to head should have told you something that potentially Savage Dev maybe should belong above Little Chubb. 5'6", Tex-Mex on a cool kid. That matchup just happened. Could go either way. And then rounding out the end is Diego, Culero, H-Rods, and Jane Moley. So we're gonna transition there, go into straight into the power rankings, see where we match or see where we differ, see where we're at. So right now at number one, obviously A Rojas. Number two, you want to say it?
The Poppy himself, Mezcal Poppy, in at number two.
Yep. At number three, Savage. So that's where we kind of differ right now. It's I believe Savage Dev deserved that win. Even if Steve like Lil Chubb was missing that Josh Allen, that Diggs players, but I mean bye weeks happen, you gotta account for those. That's what it comes down to.
Yeah.
And I mean next week minus Eckler, I just see him falling a bit further. That's gonna be a tough one. I know it's
Ooh,
against Culero, who hasn't really been strong, but that could be another loss right there.
he's fighting for his life.
Number four,
Might come out
fighting for
swinging.
my left here. So who we got at number four, actually?
Diego on a hot streak coming into the power rankings, and he looks like he's here to stay right now. Good
He
trades.
could be Josh Jacobs. What was it, like 50, 35 points, three touchdowns? I don't even know, but
Yeah.
god damn, where the fuck did he come from? Wasn't he didn't we say that Diego lost that trade with
Oh,
Savage?
I plead the
Damn.
fifth. I plead the fifth. Jacob's the
So
RB4 on the year, I think. He's top five right there.
god damn. Where the fuck did that happen? So let's go with number five. It's Little Chubb himself. I have him way further down than the Poppy Index. Diego actually isn't even in the top six on Poppy Index. That's how much faith we have in Diego's team, accounting for just, I mean, and that schedule coming up. Diego's team, honestly, he makes maybe one more move, he should be set. Diego's team did get hurt with
Yeah.
DK Metcalf potentially gone, so there's a market right now for wide receiver twos and or even shoot wide receiver ones. There's actually not as many out
Yeah.
there.
Yeah, if you can
Um,
get him.
Little Chubb at five, and then who's rounding out the sixth spot?
Tex Mix on and rounding out the six. And we already talked about her in that contender. So, we won't belabor on that, but, still hanging around despite the losses.
Yeah, yep. So matchups, who we got? We got Cool Arrow versus Little Chubb. Just kind of briefly touched on it. Who you got?
Damn, man. You know what? I'm not going to lie. I wasn't factoring
It's
in
tough.
that Eckler was going to be out. I kind of just penciled that in when I was looking at it. So I was going Chubb, but if he's not going to have another running back option, that's a glaring weakness on the roster.
Bruh, Jeff Wilson, like maybe his best bet is picking up Herbie fully loaded. But unless he makes a
If he can get
trade,
him, yeah.
yeah, even with that Diggs Josh Allen stack that is undeniable, Lamar Jackson is just as good. And I mean, shoot, Amari
I'm going
Cooper,
cool.
really.
Yeah,
Like
I'm going
it's
cool.
not a stack, but yeah, I mean, I got Culero as well. I like Chubb. I like where his team has been at, but that whatever trade, I think he traded for Joe. Actually, he did. He just traded. He traded Jeff Wilson. He acquired him from Culero himself.
He did.
Yeah, this is where it kind of Culero making
Got him.
money moves.
Yep.
Got him. Yeah, he been playing checkers while others be playing chess. But what's it called? I maybe it secured another win and potentially, I don't know, man. Hopefully takes him out of that 10th spot. It's looking scary. So we'll see.
Looks like
Next
looking like a
matchup,
Waffle
dude.
House.
So Waffle House for Cool Arrow. So let's go. Next matchup, Diego versus Tex-Mex Ana. An interesting one, really. You got Ana's team 2 losses, with Diego being a 1 loss or 1 win. So he's riding a nice little not 2 win streak, but I mean he coming from like what, straight up 4 L's.
Yep.
It's gonna be an interesting one. Right now, Diego's lineup looking weird as fuck. I don't know what's going on there.
Doing some clerigo shit. I don't know.
Healing everybody up. But I mean, I personally got at Tex McSana right now winning that. I really do believe in, I do like her team. I like that Travis Etienne come up being unlocked. And I know Diego has those running backs, but he, other than Chris Olave, really doesn't have any wide receivers, which
Same
is
thing.
tough.
Yeah. Same reason. We play more receivers, just more spots where it hurts. I'm also going on.
Yeah. All right, next up, Jay Molly and H Rods. Shit Bowl preview, maybe? Who you got in that one?
I'm gonna go Josh. I'm gonna go Josh. It is close. The reason being
Mhm.
exactly what we just had talked about with Diego and Ana. Eddie's receivers, I'm worried about. Evans might be injured. Deontay against Philly, if they have Darius Slay on him, maybe that's a net zero. Jacoby Myers, if they have Garrett Wilson on him, the matchups are tough. Josh's matchups aren't nearly as tough. Devontae does likely draw Lattimore, but Devontae's always
Mhm.
good against whatever corner. So that one, I don't think it's as impactful. And then we talk
Yeah.
about, I mean, just I could see a more consistent output on that side of the field. So that's where I'm leaning. What about you?
Not so fast there, man. I don't think Brady and Godwin are going to be that consistent. That Bucks offense is not performing at all. Brady is washed. That, or it's either that Giselle Bunikin or whatever her last name is, that divorce
Boonchi,
affecting Bunchi.
I
It's
left my
it's
family
not
for
going
this.
well. And Yeti, dude, I heard that it's snowing up in Vancouver,
I
and
thought it was Vermont. Is it in Vancouver too?
Vermont, yeah. It's
What?
snowing somewhere, and the Yetis is gonna feast against those Houston Texans. So should be a good one, should be a close one. I'm giving it to H Rods. I see him turning it around, and Jay Molly, like his name is, he is the pretender, and I don't see it.
Damn.
I am the Gus bus. I ain't riding that bus.
You
I'm
think
off
that
that.
Gus Bus is out of gas?
Yeah, I think he's out of gas. I think it was a one week thing, and yeah. All
Hmm.
right. Final 2 matchups. We got Cool versus Savage Dav. You got the commission himself versus Savage Dav, and it's gonna be an interesting one. I am leaning Savage here,
The way if
and
you're
obviously,
yeah, if your roster stays the way it is right now, I'm gonna go Savage too. Just the
yeah,
the Brees Halls. It's a lot to lose.
I got,
I don't know if you got the
yeah,
ponies to catch up.
exactly. And maybe I might be leaning more me if there is another Swift out, which I highly doubt it. He's already recovered enough. I think they made the right move by sitting him against the Cowboys. So we'll have to see. Either I make a move, or Swift is out to give me a better chance at potentially upsetting Savage Staff. So we'll have to see on that one. And then finally, the Goliaths themselves, numbers 1 and number 2 on every index, Poppy Index, Power Rankings, and on Sleeper. Numbers 1 and numbers 2, who will fall? Can they tie? Potentially, but more than likely it's gonna have to be someone has to go down. And I mean, is Mescal taking his second loss, or is Tony getting his sixth win in a row? Oh shit! Both of y'all have a 5-win hot streak. Someone's hot
Yeah.
streak's ending tonight to this weekend.
Yeah, it's tough out here because normally we are shake and bake. You know, we're on the same team, but the kitchen's just getting a little too hot, a little too crowded in the kitchen for the Magic Man and Diablo. We can't both be in here cooking. So
You can't. Someone's got to shake and someone's got to do the bacon.
someone this week is gonna have to shake and bake, and the other guy is just gonna be hungry. He's just gonna be out of the kitchen.
Yeah.
Shit, no food for you. You're not eating if you don't come home with that dub. And I think I'm eating this week. Reason being,
you think you the Ricky Bobby?
I think I'm the Ricky. No, hold on. Do we hold on? Do we believe that Ricky Bobby wins at the end of that movie? Because Cal ends up with his wife and his house. So I mean, like, I don't know.
Who really wins?
Ricky got not his grandma. He got his mom and his dad, and he got the kids in a small house, and he's in a smaller company. I don't know. I don't know that I'm ready to say Ricky wins in that movie. I don't know what I'm gonna be. I just know I'm gonna be the shaking and the baking. I'm gonna be Ricky. Be Ricky Naughton Jr. and he's gonna be Zhong
Zhong
getting out of my league, going back to Europe. So he's got Gino, so it's not like he has no one to replace Patty Mahomes. But Gino against the Giants, those are two teams that are good in DVOA. So I think they're both going to make the most of their possessions. And I think it's going to be a lot of long, sustained drives. So I don't know that there's going to be a lot of passes happening. We'll see about Amon Ra. I do think he's edged me out at receiver. I think I'm going to edge him out at running back. So that, I think that's a wash there. He's got the advantage. I think for the floor, I'm waiting to see these explosions happen with. If I can get CMC to go off, CeeDee Lamb to go off, I think my roof's higher. So I'm really depending on that roof to hit, and that's I'm calling for it. I'm going to put it into existence. What about you? Who do you think's winning?
It's a close one, and I think if Amon Ra is actually truly healthy, which I don't think so. I don't think he's coming back healthy, and his backup wide receiver would really, does he even have one? Which would be Greg Wilson. It's not looking good for me. Sorry, Garrett Wilson. It's not looking good. I do think he'll have the advantage at the tight end position slightly, but it's not looking good for Mescal unless he makes a trade out there. And I don't foresee Amon. Like, if he does come back, it's going to be as a decoy, and it's not looking good for him. So I would love to go Mescal. And I'm switching it here, actually. I'm going A. Rojas. I'm going the Kokamish himself. He's taking it. Yeah, no doubt about it at this point.
All right.
Yeah, that's about it.
We're going to have two people sitting on the throne after this week, I hope.
Yeah, and if that's the case, we could have, 3 potential 6-2 teams? That would be interesting, but I'm going for that. I'm gonna get Savage Dev. I'll make something work somehow.
Hell yeah. Get in there. Get in there, goddamn it.
But
you're on the cusp.
I'm right there. But all right, guys, thanks for joining. It was a good show. Good time talking to y'all. It's, as always, it's your commish, your co-commish. Hope y'all had a good time. Like, subscribe, and follow. Any last words before we log off today?
Nah, just we're happy to be back. So see you guys next week.
Well rested too. All right. Peace.
That money clip